Hello guys, welcome to another trade recap. Today we're pretty much flat, pretty much ES just round without us today. And I was kind of like eyeballing some kind of like trade ideas on InQ, but to be honest, I really want to like didn't want to like push it too much and like force it too much on a Monday. Pretty much we had a new month, new week, so there's no rush to start the month, right? So this pretty much is the ES chart today. We just she gone, bro. Like we just been rolling up since open, pretty much. We just had like this small like pullback before open, and then we pretty much just rallied, bro. I think we already have like 150 points. I'm assuming, or like 100 points, kind of. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was more than that, but yeah, pretty much like 100 points on ES. That's that's something. But yeah, pretty much in the morning, I was I was interested in the longs. If I'm being honest, I just wanted to see if our price was able to hold the gap that pretty much happened at open. Let me just show you guys. Let me just go to my higher time frame over here. So this is the thing I was watching. I was just looking for. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Let me just turn off my indicators. Here we go. All right. So I was pretty much looking to see if price could hold this gap over here and then push higher, you know? And I guess NQ kind of like did actually reach into the gap and then push higher from there. And this was the gap fill all the way over here. I think yeah, in fact actually NQ did failed to fill the gap today. But yeah, I was pretty much looking something like this, but on ES. And actually, we had this sweep of Asia, and that pretty much like set us higher. Pretty much, you had this sweep at open. I mean, not yeah, 9:30 sweep, and then we push pretty much higher all morning, bro. So I mean, there's no FOMO. If I'm being honest, the thing that I was watching on NQ, let me show you guys really quick, was something different. So I was watching this on NQ. I had pretty much like three markups on this idea. So the first markup that I was looking for was something like this. Actually, was this targeting higher over here. And the idea behind this trade is that pretty much ES already broke higher on his side, right? Let me just show you guys. Actually, ES broke higher first. So on the at 9:45, ES broke higher right here. And then I was watching NQ because NQ was pretty much on point of control in value area high. So I was watching those levels close. I was like, okay. Like if we're gonna push higher, I think this is gonna be like the line in the sand because this is gonna be pretty much like all this chop over here that we had, like this. I don't want to say chop, but just I guess like this slow movement that we had in here was pretty much a battle between point control and Valeria High. And while that was happening, ES was actually pushing higher, as we can see over here. Like if we see the crosshair over here, pretty much onto here, ES was already here on this 4 hour value gap. And the idea behind this was like, okay, this is gonna be the first closure above belly area high after balloting the sellers and the buyers over here on point of control. So my idea was probably not target over here. I was this initial target, but maybe just look for, I don't know, like 50 points, like a short scalp over here, even like I guess 100 points scalp, whatever. But I wanted to see if we can get something higher, which we did. The only thing with that, it's just like the stop loss, right? The stop loss for this, you want to like pull it here, but most likely it's gonna get stopped. So I mean, I think it's something like this might work. Again, not really something I trade anymore. I don't trade before the range it's broken anymore. I used to do that, but I just got burned a lot of time, which is not worth it for me anymore. So after that, I was watching price over here. I was watching if we're gonna pull back to New York. Also, I was just because of the BWAP alignment that we had, I was like, okay, I think we might get an opportunity long on NQ, but I don't think we're gonna pull back all the way to BWAP, and also because ES was pretty much already like over here, bro, So I was this. Sometimes I think I look too much on both, but it's just something of my own edge, right? And I was watching pretty much this was the first idea over here was probably get a a confirmation here. So I push higher to this high over here, and I'll just wait for this better. If you want to like, I assume, well, it's just depending how you look at it, right? I think this kind of a 10:08 was better just because he tapped into the 5 minute fair value that we have over here, and then now we can have our stop like around here. And that's the issue with this type of trades that I usually look and I marked up, you know, but it's just like it's tough because technically your stuff needs to be all the way over here, you know. Um, but again, like this doesn't really make that much sense unless you're like targeting these highs over here. But if I'm entering this trade over here, I think I want to be quicker. So I'm probably gonna be exiting on this trade like once we take this like small swing high over here. And I think this is another entry over here since it's pretty much the same price. We can just re-enter again over here to target structure, pretty much like this. I think these are the two trade ideas. Or you want to like consider like maybe like this. You want to take the break, but I think we can see. I have seen this more often when we have this type of alignment on BWAPs. When pretty much we're going long and we have overnight above New York, most likely we're gonna get something from overnight like this. We can like probably get long over here, pretty much exit over here. We want to like again enter on this pullback. We can get even like to this high or even to this structure over here. So I think there was two possible trades in here for a small move higher over here like this, and then again over here for this move over here. The only thing I really do not like about this is just a stop. I guess we can argue that we can just put it like under like something like this maybe, you know. Again, not I it's something that I need to watch more often if I'm being honest, because basically I'm just saying that we're gonna not gonna come back over here to New York, and I don't know if I think my stuff needs to be all the way at least to previous stage low, just because we have the point of control, and I know like we're not gonna like fully reject point of control like perfectly. If we decided to come back all the way over here, I don't think we're gonna like reject point of control like perfectly. Like I think we had on Friday, I think, or Thursday of last week, had like a perfect rejection from point of control on NQ, which I mean, realistically speaking, most likely we're gonna come lower, kind of like from our base over here and then move higher in one of these scenarios, right? It's just like it's tough for me to place a stop, and I don't want to have like my stop pretty much like floating in a sense, you know, because I know a higher low can be just formed whatever in this area, and they can just push higher. So I can be, I guess the assumption, well, I guess the conclusion of this trade is that I think I'm allowed to take this trade in a sense because I'm in the correct side of BWAP and playing with the BWAPs in the valley areas. But I need to be willing to be wrong the first time and then enter again if price actually stops me out over here, you know, and then it comes back higher. I need to long it that shit, you know. So I think it's just like you're gonna. I guess I need to be okay losing that first idea and then re-enter again on the same quote unquote same idea, which is like we're gonna push higher. So I think that can be a way to look at it, right? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. I did not once pretty much like we hit like 12ish. I got off the charts before my last Black Shirt Club meeting today, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't watch the charts anymore. I just went to Twitter and just see what other people were like trading and stuff. But I really did not trade anymore. Once I guess before I guess I stopped looking at charts like around 12ish Eastern time because I was getting some coffee and my breakfast on my time zone, which is pretty much right now it's 2 p.m. for me, which is 4 p.m. for New York. So yeah, I'm like 2 hours behind. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me today, guys. New week, new month. I'm really excited to see what we can see this on price action, what the market can bring us, and what opportunities we can pretty much take this month. And yeah, another thing that I want to mention is just like on this month, I don't really have a my goal for this month is just like more psychological, and one of the things that I wanted to do is that I just want to give myself the opportunity to be wrong more often so I can take more chances, because I have noticing that I can read the market really good. Like for example today, but just the fail for me today was just like I didn't want to have my stop like all the way over there, you know. But I have noticed that I just like hesitate sometimes to take some trades in the afternoon where I have a good read, and I just sometimes want to be like the perfect entry and such things. So I just wanted to give myself more opportunities this month. If I think it's a good trade and I have a good stop loss and a good TP and the market actually makes sense, I want to give myself more opportunities to actually take a trade. And also, I wanted to be fully process oriented this month. I will do my best. Because I know it's just like hard. I will just do my best to do not look at my P&L once I finish a trade or while I'm in a trade. The only P&L related thing that I want to see and I want to know it's how much I'm gonna risk, which I already pretty much have my math in my head already, and also I can use the market orders and the limit orders over here in TradingView with the tools, right? But I just want to be like really process oriented this month, and I just want to focus on my accounts and pretty much have good trades, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much my goal for this month. I don't really have. I want to push this accounts. I want to push these other accounts that I have. I don't really have that goal anymore because it hasn't been like working for me having this kind of like goals like accounts related. So right now, my goal for this month is just be process focused entirely of the month, not look at my P&L anymore that much because I used to pretty much like look at my P&L a lot because I record myself trading, and I just noticed that I'm more aware of what I actually show on the screen when I'm recording my trading, and I noticed that I just like look at my P&L a lot when I'm in a trade. So I want to remove that behavior that I have when I pretty much take a trade or I am in a trade. So yeah, that's gonna be one of the goals for this month. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something from my own trading, which I pretty much I am flat today, but I show some marker. So I hope you guys learned something from the value areas or the BWAPs today. And I hope you guys also learned something from your own trading, from your own markups and your own market experience from today. And see you guys tomorrow. Take care.